Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first session for our civil service examination. And for tonight, our topic is numerical reasoning. Okay, so welcome po sa lahat na nandito ngayong gabi. May mga nagtatanong po kung for let po ba daw ito. This session is specifically for civil service examination. However, kung let po ang kukunin ninyo, welcome na welcome po kayo dito because as you very well know, yung general topics po natin sa let included din naman yung numerical reasoning. So, you're very much welcome po to join us for tonight's session, mapalet man or civil service examination. However, yung ating mga items ay medyo pattern po doon sa type of tests na binibigay during civil service examination. Okay? So sa mga civil service examinees dyan, get ready as we prepare for tonight's session. Sana po ay nasubukan natin yung mga items that we have for tonight. We gave an advanced copy for numerical reasoning. Sana po ay nasubukan ninyo so that we could have a better and much more smooth flowing session. So I'm inviting everyone, good evening once again sa kaka-join lang. I'm inviting everyone if you could please type in your location for tonight kung saan po tayo located para po malaman natin kung ano po kalawak yung abot ng ating session. Okay? And pakitag po yung mga friends natin who are part, especially yung mga part ng group na ito so that they could get ready for our session. Ayan. So, we have some message popping here in our session. Please send us a message in our gurongpinoy FB page if you want if you have some more queries and if you wish to join the groups. Yung mga materials po, tsaka yung full video are only shared to those who are members of the CSE group. So join po tayo. Once again, good evening po. Meron tayo from Quirino Province, from Siargao Island. Ayan. So it's good. Makati, mahaba-haba po malawak-lawak po yung scope natin for tonight. And we are going to tackle a few items on numerical reasoning. So if you have joined us in the past few sessions, we have covered some items in numerical reasoning and medyo concept-based po tayo. So starting tonight, for our numerical reasoning session, ay medyo exam type na yung makikita natin. And this is a good preparation po for our actual civil service examination. So once again, good evening, everyone. And ready or not, well, here we go. Let's begin with the very first item for our numerical reasoning. Ayan. So, once again pala, before we proceed, I am Coach Faye and I will be joining you for the rest of your numerical reasoning sessions. Ayan. So, sige. Get your papers, your scratch papers, your pens ready. And just a gentle reminder po, bawal po yung calculator during sa civil service examination. So, sanayin na po natin yung selves natin without the use of calculators and with just the use of pens, pencils, and paper in solving. It would also help po if yung pencils perhaps or pens na plano ninyong gamitin on the day of your examination, ginagamit na po natin. Parang nape-prepare po tayo and we get into the zone of actually doing the examination, right? If you could place yourself sitting in parang a setup na very similar in exam taking, that would be so much better din po. Para we start getting the practice of actually taking the test. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin our session for tonight with the first item. Okay, so in civil service examination, may mga times po na meron tayong mga different directions for your civil service examination. Minsan, meron tayong different types of tests, kahit numerical reasoning. You know that civil service is split into several types or several subjects, right? Pero one of them is numerical reasoning, and even numerical reasoning that can also have subtopics or subdivisions. So sometimes may mga types of exam tayo na focused on parang ganito, you're given a series of numbers and you're asked to arrange them or naka-arrange na sila and you're asked to figure out the arrangement or the order and you have to guess or predict the next number in the sequence. Okay? So, ayan po. So, suppose you have this number here. The very first item that we are been given is this. If you have 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, what's the next number in the sequence? Can we share our prediction in our chat box po natin? Ano po yung number ng choice natin? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Not the actual answer, but yung choice po natin. So, kay Sir Miss Enelra, 25. So you mean 2. Item 2, yung option ni Ma'am Enel Montha. Ano yung mga Facebook users natin? Ayan. So, practice po tayo. So, you're choosing item 2. Yes. So, the correct answer po dito is item 2. Kasi yung pattern po natin dito ay, ano po yung nakita ninyong pattern? Sometimes kasi there are more than one existing patterns in a statement. So, ano po ba yung nakita nating pattern? Can we hear from the group? What's the pattern na nakikita natin dito sa item? Okay. Anyone willing to share? What's the predicted pattern here? It is, ayan po. So kung nakikita po natin, from here, we are doing plus 2 to get that. And then you will get plus 4. Tapos dito, plus 4. Plus 2 ulit. And then, ayan po yung sinishare po ni na Sir Jason, and then ang Facebook user po natin. And then plus 4. So we expect na para nag-alternate yung plus 2 and plus 4. So we expect that the next one is going to be a plus 2. And so we got the answer na option 2, 25. Ayan. So we have to train our eyes in seeing patterns because sometimes they appear in various forms. So increasing po siya, yes, that's correct. Pero alternating po yung ini-increase natin. Sometimes plus 2, sometimes plus 4. So it would be good if you would start marking yung patterns dyan para it's easier for you to predict the next one. Ayan. Let's try the next item. So item number 2 na po tayo. Can we take a guess or predict what the next digit is? Okay. So, pasensya na po minsan kasi medyo not all the times na real time yung chat box. Minsan slow po siya. So, expect a few delays every once in a while sa lumalabas na answers here and hindi ko po agad ma-address kung may mga questions kayo. So, if you have questions pertaining to this session, you could immediately type them down in the group chat that we have here and I could respond to you. But if it's more on the question on what to do after this session or in your enrollment or in other things about civil service examination, you might want to message yung Facebook page natin sa Gurong Pinoy about that. Okay? So in this next one po, we have various answers here already and many are saying it's number 2 or number 2 daw po, which is 36. Meron din nagsabi si Ma'am Lee Alfonso is saying it's negative 36. Facebook using is saying 4. Meron din nagsabing 27. Oh, meron nagsabing 3. That's interesting. So let me know po kung ano po yung mga patterns na nakikita ninyo which allowed you to give those answers. May we know po? Can we share please our patterns? Kasi some people might be seeing different patterns and we'd like to take a look at those. Pa-share po na nakikita nating pattern. Ano po yung pattern dito that made you answer maybe 27, 36, negative 36? Yes po, Ma'am Enel. Ayan. Yes po. As mentioned, sometimes hindi lang po isa yung pattern na nag-exist. So, kailangan po nating makita properly kung ano po siya. Right? So, let's take a look po ulit. Can we share our answers? Parang yung iba dito biglang nag-change ng answer. Ayan. Ano po yung pattern na nakikita natin? So, our pattern here is, meron po tayong, I think, una yung na-spot yung exponent na pattern, right? Like, we have the first one here actually involves parang 1 squared. Right? Tapos yung second one is, ano yung pattern natin dito sa second one? Ay, sorry. I think po, may space po ito dito. Pasensya na po ha. Sa mga, may space po tayo dito. Na-delete ko yata nung tinransfer ko. But if you receive the PDF na document, may space po yan dyan. So the second number here is, para siyang 2 squared. Nga lang negative, negative siya. Yung third number natin dito is 3 squared. Yung fourth number dito is 4 squared, pero negative siya. And then yung fifth number dito ay 5 squared. So we predict that the next one is going to be 6 squared. But it's not just the squaring aspect. It's also, we have to consider that kailangan nating tingnan yung signs. So as you can see, alternating yung signs. So plus minus plus minus. So the next digit should be negative. So kung sino po yung nag-answer ng 4 or negative 36, then you got it right. So in this case, you have to shade 4 in your answer sheets. So ayan po. Okay? Keep in mind that sometimes the pattern is not just squaring or adding something. You will also have to take a look at the signs. So please take note of that and careful po tayo in the next items, succeeding items. Ayan. I hope that you did try to answer the items 1 to 50 para po ma-check natin yung score natin kung may improvement ba yung score ko on the first day that I took a practice test up until the last day. Nag-i-improve ba yung skills natin? So, we could do that, no? Para mas better po. Ayan. So, marami naman po yung nag-shift sa negative 36. Ayan. Now, let's take a look at item number 3. For item number 3, we have this. Meron po tayong 6 numbers here. Ayan. So, can we predict what's the next number in our sequence here? And if you're predicting the next number in the sequence, can you also kindly share kung ano po yung pattern na nakikita ninyo? Okay. I'm seeing one answer here. Can we have more po para makita natin? And then again, pa-share na rin po kung ano po yung pattern na nakikita ninyo para ano po yung pattern na nakikita natin? Oh, that's interesting. Yung kay Sir James is x cubed plus 1. Okay, let me write down yung mga patterns na nakikita ng iba sa atin ha. Sabi doon niya is x cubed plus 1. That's very interesting. So yung previous, okay. Cube daw po, tapos plus 1. Tingnan natin ha. Pero marami na rin yung nag-answer ng 5. Okay. Times 3 plus 1. Or times 3. Hindi siya pala cube. Times 3 pala. Kaya pala hindi ko nakita yung pattern na ginagamit niya. So what you're seeing is times 3. So x times 3, ganito ko na lang, plus 1. Ayan. So you're seeing times 3 plus 1, which is kind of interesting. I actually have a different pattern seeing this. Pero let's try to use your pattern. Ano? So in this one, so times 3 plus 1. Sige, yun yung nakikita ninyo. And the same siya dito. Consistent siya. Times 3 plus 1. So we expect the same thing here. Times 3 plus 1. Yan po, ano? Pero actually po, iba po yung pattern na nakita ko dito. Actually, what I saw here is at dito plus 3 squared. Plus 3, tapos ito. Yung nakita ko po dito ay plus 3. Tapos ito, plus 3 squared. Plus 3 cube. Plus 3 to the 4th. Plus 3 to the 5th. Plus 3 to the 6th. But interestingly, I also arrived in the same answer. So ito po yung sinasabi ko sa inyo that sometimes you're seeing different patterns. Pero usually, patterns can be consistent. That even if you're seeing a kind of different pattern, but you are still being led to the same correct answer. So that sometimes happen. Don't expect na pareho exactly yung nakikita nyo sa ibang learners or sa ibang mga tao. Pero for as long as you're not doing anything wrong, sometimes our paths are a little bit different, but for as long as you're following everything correctly, we follow the rules, we don't violate anything, we still arrive at the same correct solutions. Some method might take us a little bit longer to get there. Ang important, we got it right in the end. Diba? So, ayan po. So, the final answer natin is number 5, 1093. Ayan. Let's keep trying more. Good evening po sa kaka-join lang. Please don't forget to like and to like our Facebook and our YouTube po natin ng mga pages. And paki-subscribe na rin po or follow sa atin, no? Para lagi kayong updated sa kung ano man yung latest in our sessions. Ayan. So, item number 4, we have 6 items here. Hindi po, wala po tayong calculators. Unfortunately, wala pong calculators doon sa may civil service examination. Kaya po kailangan na nating i-practice using manual solving po. So we have to really delve into that. Wala po kasi tayong calculator sa civil service examination. So practice po talaga tayo. So share ko lang po, when I actually took the civil service examination, I had to adjust seriously rin with the no calculator rule. Kasi nung kumuha po ako ng civil service examination, fourth year yata ako, na college student, medyo for the entire 4 years of my college life, math major po kasi ako, eh, naging dependent na po ako sa calculator to the point na kahit simple addition and subtraction, nagka-calculator po ako. So, I really had to train myself and review and practice na walang calculator. So, yun po yung gagawin natin. When you're given some items to practice on, try nyo po talaga ng walang calculator kasi if you're using it so much, nagiging dependent po tayo and medyo nagiging rusty, napupurol po yung skills natin. So, we really have to involve ourselves in practicing. Ayan, I'm receiving a few different answers here. So, this is item number 4. I'm receiving 3 and then 4. Okay. Ayan, 3 and 5 pala. Ayan. So, can you share po yung pattern? Ano po yung pattern na nakikita ninyo? Yung kay Sir Godfrey po ay -111. Okay. Oh, and some are saying that it's 462. Pero yung answers po kanina ng iba ay 446. So, can we share po, ano po yung pattern na nakikita ninyo that made you suggest those answers? Kasi medyo varied tayo, no? Marami yung nag-4, marami din yung nag-3. So, can we share po yung pattern? May nakita ako dito na +111 and -111. Pa-share po ng pattern natin dito sa chat group natin para malaman natin kung ano po yung nakikita. Right? So ito po, sometimes in determining the patterns, it's not just consecutive numbers. Sometimes nag-involve din po tayo ng alternating numbers. Kumbaga, yung pattern po is not just in what you see one after the other, but nagsiskip po tayo ng numbers. In this case po, yung pattern po natin ay may pattern tayo dito sa taas. In this case, yung pattern po natin sa taas ay -111, -111, -111. Tapos yung next numbers naman po ay nagiging, this is one pattern that I saw, no? +111, +111. Ayan. So, si Ma'am Montha, ayan, nakikita ni Ma'am Montha yung 111. So, decreasing alternate po siya. Sabi ng isang Facebook user natin dito. So, yung isang alternate po natin nag-i-increase ng 111 and yung isang alternate natin ay nagde-decrease ng 111. So, we expect that in the next number, it's a decrease from the previous na pattern. So, if you subtract 111 from 573, so magbabawas po ako dito ng -111. Ayan po siya. Yung answer po natin dito ay, dito po tayo kay number 3. So the correct answer here is 462, number 3. So yung pattern natin ay +111 and -111 pero skipping. So it would be good for you that when you're trying to answer these items, isulat niyo po talaga yung nakikita niyong pattern. It helps you see the pattern more clearly and makes sure that you don't skip in the wrong place. Na baka kasi pagkita niyo na ay may +111, baka mag+111 kayo dito na iba pala yung pattern niya, dun pala siya sa minus. So you really have to write that down. As you know, most humans are visual creatures tayo, ano? Minsan mas nakikita natin kung through visions or we can actually see something happening in the statement. So please try to write down the patterns that you see. If you could draw it out, it helps you see things more clearly and it helps avoid carelessness later, right? So write out the patterns, put them down, start practicing na we're putting our thoughts into words. It helps improve our problem solving skills po. That's a general rule in mathematics and problem solving. When you want to solve something, don't just put that all in your head. It's better if you verbalize or you put it in paper kasi mas lumalawak yung pananaw natin and we could actually notice things that we haven't seen before and we could actually improve our problem solving skills in that manner. Pati yung critical thinking skills natin. Okay, now let's take a look at item number 5. We have 4 items here. Can we predict kung ano yung next number dito? Pa-share na rin po ulit ng pattern natin na nakikita on the chat group natin. So aside from sharing your final answer or your prediction, pa-share po ng pattern na nakikita ninyo. So, may nagsasabi dito na plot times 5. And then someone already gave the answer na item number 5 daw. So can we hear more from our group? Ayan. So, ang nakikita natin dito is marami na nagbibigay ng 5, no? So, the answer here is 5, which is negative 3,750. So, pa-correct ko lang po, when we answer this, make sure po na yung answer po natin ay, yung pattern na nakikita natin ay tama rin. So, it's actually not just times 5. So, as you can see, may pattern po tayo dito. It's actually times negative 5. You're multiplying by negative 5. Kasi kung nakikita ninyo, nag-alternate din po yung signs natin. So if you're saying na times 5, okay, but make sure that you also notice na nag-alternate yung signs natin. So we expect that the next number here is times 5 ng previous, pero it has to be negative. So the correct answer is indeed, tama po kayo, it's number 5. So make sure that you keep your eye on the details and it's not just multiplying 5. Nakikita rin natin yung pag-change ng signs kasi that's part po ng pattern natin. Ayan. So it's good na marami po yung nakakakuha ng answers natin. Let's proceed to the next one. By the way, if you have questions or if you feel na parang hindi nyo pa nagigets yung previous next slide na ako, kindly make note of that and type it here in our chat group chat para po na-address natin kung ano man yung mga na-miss po. Item number 6. Okay, ayan, may answer na si Sir James. Pa-share po ng pattern natin ulit. So aside from giving the answer, kindly share the pattern that you're seeing. Ano po yung nakikita ninyong pattern and how to get the next number? Okay? Para po makita natin if are you seeing the same thing as everyone else or maybe you're seeing some kind of pattern tapos medyo iba yung nakikita ng other people pero you still get the same answer in the end. So ayan, pa-share po ng pattern natin. Marami po yung nag-answer tama. Marami po nag-answer ng number 344. And yes, the pattern is, as one of our Facebook users here is saying, it's plus 12 minus 3. Or, ano tawag dito? This is number, ayan, I think I missed this ulit. Pasensya na po. Meron po tayong separation dapat dyan. So, what's happening here is nagpa-plus 12 tayo. Tapos, minus 3, plus 12, minus 3. You're seeing the same pattern. So, plus 12, minus 3. We expect that in the next one, plus 12 na siya. Ayan. So, kung plus 12 siya, then we expect that our next answer is going to be 44, which is number 3. Ayan. It's good for us to see the pattern like this. Ayan. So, hopefully, nahuhon po yung skills natin is seeing things differently and how some patterns might appear a little bit different than the others. Ayan. Let's take a look at another. Let's try item number 7 po. Ayan, item number 7, kindly share po your final answer and also yung pattern na nakikita ninyo. Ayan. So, Sir James, may answer na si Sir James. Item number 7. Okay. Same po ba yung nakikita nating pattern? Okay, so many of us are saying already that the correct answer here is item number 2, which is 11 over 33. So yung pattern po dito ay, one pattern here is saying that it's plus 1/3, plus 1/3. If you manually add plus 1/3 here, then you are going to arrive at the same solution dyan. Pero, some of you might have a little bit difficulty of seeing the plus 1/3. You could also say that this is plus 2/6. Kasi 2/6 is equal to 1/3, di ba? Mas madali siguro makita yung plus 2/6, right? So, plus 2 sa numerator and plus 6 sa denominator, and it would actually give you the same pattern. Kasi in essence, pareho lang naman po sila. So, mas madali po siyang makita, right? So, ayan, it's going to be plus 1/3 or plus 2/6, and it's actually, you're correct po, it's item number 2. So, yung kay Ma'am Lee dito na nakita is plus 2 sa taas, tapos plus 6 sa baba. Yung nakita naman ng ibang users natin dito is plus 1/3. So, for as long as you're not doing anything wrong, you're not violating any rules, you will still arrive to the same correct solution. Slightly different lang yung patterns na nakikita natin. Kasi in math, ay, 6 yeah. Tama po, Ma'am Jojit. In math kasi, there are some recurrences, some properties of numbers na medyo nagre-recur po yung pattern. Slightly different yung pag-appear in some cases, but for as long as you follow the rules governing mathematics, you would all cycle back to the same solution in the end. Okay, let's take a look at item number 8. Pa-share po ulit ng final answer and yung pattern na nakikita po ninyo. So it's good for you to practice also ano yung i-verbalize ninyo, kung ano yung nakikita ninyong pattern, kasi it helps practice that you are not just guessing. We want to be precise because mathematics is precise and concise. So we try to avoid guessing. Okay? Syempre po, no, in some cases, we might have to resort to guessing, pero as much as possible, if you can confidently say that you got through a numerical reasoning test without guessing anything and you arrive to the correct solution every time, then you could have much more confidence in saying na tama yung sagot ko kasi lumabas talaga yung sinolve ko. Right? So we try to avoid guessing. This is number 8. Okay, so sabi po ng mga answers ng mga users natin dito, we subtract 19. So tama po tayo. We subtract 19 every time. Ayan. So the correct answer here is going to be number 3. We're just subtracting 19. Ayan. Sometimes the patterns are very, very simple. And sometimes the patterns are a little bit complicated. So, and nakamix po yan yung items natin sa civil service. So, kailangan natin i-prepare yung cells natin seeing things na yung hindi po progressive yung pagiging complicated na items. So, we have to be really good at seeing the patterns. How about item number 9? We only have 3 numbers here that could help you predict the next number. So can we share our answer and the pattern that you're seeing? Okay, ano po ulit yung pattern natin? Pa-share po ng pattern. Oh, and medyo magkaiba yung... Okay, so yung number 9 natin, okay, you're kind of multiplying 3, but there's also something happening in your decimal places there. So can we take a look? Ano po kaya nangyayari sa decimal places natin? But you're correct that the answer here should be, ano po? The answer here should be number 4. Ayan po tayo. It's 0.00054. So more specifically, it's not just times 3, but you're multiplying 0.03. or 0.03. Yun po yung minumultiply natin. So we have to be a little bit specific here kasi it helps you figure out that you're not just seeing na 2 times 3, 6 times 3, 18. How about the decimal places? Because the decimal places are also changing, right? So as you can see, meron din tayong dinadagdag na 0 there or one decimal place. So you have to be careful with that para makita nyo siya properly. Ano? Baka kasi kulang yung ibigay ninyo na decimal place. Like what if may option dyan na say yung number 5, yung option niya is 0.0054. So it might get you confused and then yun yung gamitin yung answer. Kasi take note, you're not just adding 0 here, right? So you're not just adding 1, 0 here. Ay, sorry, it's 0.3 lang pala. 0.3 lang po tayo, not 0.03. Pasensya na po. Ayan. You're not just adding 0 every single time kasi as you can see, from, mag-change ako ng color. From here to here, parang wala namang dinagdag na 0, di ba? But actually, nag-change kayo ng decimal place, hindi nyo lang napapansin. Kasi from 1 digit na 6, naging 2 digit na 18. So, hindi nyo mapapansin na nag-a-add kayo ng 0 dyan. So, you have to be very careful with what you're doing here and you have to see kung ano talaga yung minumultiply nyo. It's not just 3, but take note of the decimal places as well kasi it counts, right? It's also important in the placement. So, you could also do it this way. Ito po, you have 2 decimal places. This one has 3 decimal places, right? This one has 4 decimal places. So you expect that your answer here has 5 decimal places. So ayan. So you can do that as well. Hindi naman na always mag-multiply ka ng decimal number, but maybe you're seeing the times 3, but also you should see na nag-change yung decimal places natin sa answer. Para po hindi maiwasan natin yung mga maling pattern. What if nagbigay ako ng another option na ganito? It might get you confused, right? So please be careful with that. Let's take a look at the final pattern here. Can we predict the next number in the series? Pa-share din po ng pattern na nakikita natin. Ayan, may answer ulit si Sir James. Ang bilis si Sir James. Ano po yung pattern natin? Pa-share po. Wait. Oh, this is a different James. Marami pala yung James natin. Pasensya na. Ayan. So, may nag-share po dito na Facebook user na yung pattern daw po is plus 3 minus 2. Oh. Oh, interesting. Plus 3 minus 2. Ano? Wait. Plus 3 minus 2, pero that's only in the first few numbers. Ano ba yung pattern na nakita natin? Plus 2, plus 1. Plus 3. Tapos, pa-share po ulit ng pattern natin kasi parang nako-confuse na fetch. Ano po yung pattern na nakikita ninyo? Ayan, paiba-iba po yung pattern na nakita natin, no? Pero I think most of us are having the same answer that it's actually number 3, 37. Ayan po. So, ito po yung answer natin. But let me show you first yung pattern. Ayun. So, alternate na naman po ulit tayo. So, ang nakikita po dito ni Sir Godfrey ay plus 1 plus 7. Okay, pwede rin. Plus 5, plus 7, plus 9. Okay, so ito, I'll just share the pattern that I'm seeing, ha? Alternate po. I'm looking at patterns alternatively. At least in what I'm seeing. Ay, sorry. So, dito po sa taas, plus 1. Tapos dito po sa, yung other pattern po dito, may different pattern din po tayo dyan. Plus 5. plus 7, plus 9, and then plus 11. Alternate po yung pattern. Yung iba po na in-betweens, plus 1 lang. Tapos yung iba po, ang nag-i-increase po yung ina-add natin. But the correct answer here is indeed, tama po yung guess natin. It's number 3, 37. Ayan. So medyo alternating yung pattern. So sometimes it happens po in our pattern seeing na hindi lang isang simpleng pattern, it's a little bit different. So for as long as the pattern that you're seeing is consistent, then tama na po yun. So a tip lang po, whenever you're trying to answer this kind of item, kung nagsasagot po tayo nito, if you are already having one pattern in mind, don't just try it in the first few digits. You have to test it out in the entire set of digits. Kasi baka ma-notice nyo minsan, nag-fit siya sa first 3 digits and then suddenly in the succeeding ones, it doesn't. It means that may iba pang pattern na nag-fit dyan. The one that you're seeing is not the one that holds true for the entire series. So may ganyang pong klaseng patterns. Okay? So please be careful na kung may naisip kayong pattern, please try out everything. Ubusin niyo po yung given na numbers. Kasi baka biglang hindi na siya mag-match sa last few digits. Ibig sabihin, you have to change your pattern as well. Kasi may na-miss kayong item somewhere. Okay? Tricky po yung itong item if you are not completing the series. So please make sure that you are trying your pattern all throughout. So we are plus 1, tapos nag-add tayo ng add numbers. Okay? Ayan. So we are now taking a look at another set of items. This time, you determine the relationship between the first and second numbers or the first and third number. Para po siyang analogy, right? So we're trying to analyze ano yung relationship sa first set and then apply the same relationship on the second set. Okay? So let's try the first item here. 11 is to 1 to 1 as 13 is to what? What do you think is the partner for 13 here? And what is the relationship that you're seeing?